Hi guys, today I'm reviewing the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. It's a single auger vertical masticating juicer. It measures 17.6 inches tall by 8.2 inches wide and 9 inches deep. The juicer weighs 14.1 pounds. The unit comes in the silver, red, and white. In addition to juicing fruits and vegetables, you can make nut milks and frozen desserts with this unit. A lot of people prefer slow juicers because they feel the nutrients in produce remains intact since there's very little heat produced while juicing. The Kuvings comes with a long 10-year warranty. The unit comes with a juicing bowl which holds 13.5 ounces. There are markings in ounces and milliliters on the bowl. Make sure the compression silicone is fully pushed into the slot, otherwise there will be leaking. The bowl sits directly on the base. This is the strainer and this is the rotation wiper. The strainer goes into the rotation wiper. There's a red dot on the strainer. Match it up with the red dot on the bowl and push it right in. The auger sits right in the middle. Push it down and it will lock. This is the drum lid. It does have a plastic blade inside. Line up the red dot on the lid with the red dot on the bowl and turn to close. This is the pusher. There's a white dot on the pusher that matches up with the white dot on the lid up here. The pusher goes in and turns a little. The two included plastic containers are BPA free. One is to collect the pulp and one is to collect the juice. There's a spout to make pouring easier. The juice cup has ounces and milliliter markings. It holds 32 ounces. Pulp exits here and juice exits here. This is the blank strainer to be used with frozen ingredients. For cleaning, there are two brushes and a rotating brush. The strainer goes inside the brush, you turn this and it cleans the strainer. There's also a how to assemble manual, instructions on using the blank strainer for frozen ingredients, a full instruction manual, and a recipe book with recipes for juices, baby food, cocktails, smoothies, and frozen desserts. Most slow juicers have a small feed chute, so you have to cut a produce into small pieces. This unit has an extra wide feed chute of 3 inches. This will fit some whole fruit and vegetables, so it saves you time. The smart cap can be lifted to let the juice flow out. You can leave it closed if you want to mix different juices in the bowl. But I like to leave it open. I think the juice coming out and pulp coming out at the same time yields a drier pulp rather than the juice sitting in the bowl mixing with the pulp. Also, juice might fill up in the bowl and overflow. Most of us won't be watching the bowl while juicing. Close the stopper before pulling the juice container away so there's no dripping. This is the forward or on button, and there's a reverse button that you can use in case anything gets stuck. Let's go ahead and test out the juicer. When you pick produce, pick the firmest and freshest fruits and vegetables you can find because they'll yield the most juice and of course taste better. I'll be juicing some Granny Smith apples, cucumber, carrots, and kale. If you're using large leaves of kale like this, you will have to cut them up before you juice. Also cut up fibrous vegetables like celery because large leaves may wrap around the juicing screw and you don't want that. If you're using the pre-washed bagged variety of spinach or kale, there's no cutting up to do because the pieces are already small like this. When you're juicing carrots or beets, you can juice the top leafy parts. You can put them right into the chute and the produce is pulled into the plastic blade inside the lid, which cuts away parts of it and processes it. The chute is big enough to hold this cucumber. I always manage to find large apples at the store. These are too big to fit in the chute. They're definitely bigger than 3 inches, so I will cut them up. But if you can find small apples at the store, they will definitely fit inside here. These are the carrot tops if you want to juice them. It's up to you. I'll cut up the kale and we'll start juicing. I've cut up my kale, which took just a minute to do. As with most slow juicers, it's best to alternate hard and soft produce, especially when juicing greens. Remember to always end with hard produce like carrots because they tend to help push the remaining juice out. Our machine is plugged in. I've left the cap open. I'll start with apple, followed by kale, some carrot, cucumber. I'll alternate and end with a carrot. And use the pusher when necessary. This is a slow juicer, so you can't throw produce down the chute constantly. Give the juicer time to process one thing and move on to the next. And don't put anything in the chute besides the pusher. Gently push down any produce with the pusher. Just go up and down a little. I'll start with some apple. Let's turn the machine on. Looks like the machine is taking little bites of the apple. Put some kale in. Carrot, carrot. Kale. I haven't had to use the pusher at all because the machine is just sucking up the produce and processing it. You can see this is very dry. There's no moisture to it at all. The carrots are extremely dry. Put another piece of apple. It even sounds like the machine is eating the apple. More kale. I'll use the pusher. This is also surprisingly dry. I can't squeeze any juice out of it. When you put your greens in, you can also use something like a carrot to push it down. Apple. I've got this big cucumber here. I'm just going to break it in half and put that in. Let's see how it does on this big cucumber. I'm going to use the pusher because the cucumber is sort of stuck by the blade. There it goes. You can see it taking little bites out of the cucumber. I think the piece of cucumber was too big because the machine has eaten away at it, but it's kind of stuck in there. There's a big piece just stuck in there. So let me try the reverse button. Turn it off first. I'll press the reverse button. Turn it off and then press forward again. Of apple in there, see if that can push it down. So it will process the cucumber, but just don't put a extra long piece in there. I think it's just better to cut your long cucumber maybe into 3 pieces. The one piece of cucumber is stuck in there. It was eaten away, but you know, it was just too long. So it's best to cut it up. And continue juicing. I'll put the piece back in there. Some kale. Piece of apple. Oh, and don't put your face right over the chute because I just got squirted with juice. I'll try a smaller piece of cucumber. There it goes. There's still a little bit of juice coming out, so I'm just going to let it go for about 30 seconds. Okay, I think we're good. Now close the stopper before you pull this out so there's no dripping. The one bunch of kale, 2 apples, and a couple of carrots has almost filled up the container. You can see there's some foam on top. As with most slow juicers, there will be some pulp in the juice. Some people are fine with drinking a little pulp. If you're not, you can always strain out the juice. Or you could put a strainer under here as you're juicing. This pulp is extremely dry, which is really good. It means that the juicer extracted the most juice out of the produce. I can't really even squeeze a single drop of juice out. I can use a little bit out of this pulp, but let's see. Most of the pulp here is very, very dry. Try to compost this if you can. You might not want to eat it, but it's great for your garden. Some people even like to put this in their baked goods or soup. This is a lot of green juice. This is 32 ounces of green juice, so I'm going to have to find somebody else to drink it. I will taste it for you though. It's not bad at all. You know, I'm surprised every time I drink kale juice, but it's growing on me. I don't usually like kale, but what I taste most is the apple, the tartness of the Granny Smith, and it's a great balance to the harshness of the kale. So this is a good recipe with the carrots, the apples, and the kale. They go really well together, so try it. Tastes nice and clean. I could probably drink about 8 ounces of this. Don't use the juicer continuously for more than 30 minutes because it may overheat. Let it rest for 30 minutes to cool down and then you can use it again. Unless you have a huge family of juice drinkers, I don't see how you would juice for more than 30 minutes. If you want to juice fruits with pits and hard seeds like mangoes or peaches, remove the pits first. The unit was very stable. It didn't move around at all while juicing. I like that this juicer is very quiet and easy on my ears. As for cleaning, with the smart cap closed, you can run water, enough to fill up the juicing bowl, through the unit, between juicing different types of produce, and also when you're finished juicing. Make sure to clean the machine right after juicing. Turn the machine off and unplug it. Remove anything left in the chute with the handle of the brush. The cover can be rinsed off. You can use the brush to get any bits that are stuck here. Remove the bowl. Take out the screw. The screw can be rinsed and you can use the brush to get at anything that is stuck over here and dry it thoroughly. The strainer and rotation wiper can be rinsed off. Put the strainer in this cleaning tool until you hear a click. Under running water, rotate the cleaning tool and strainer in opposite directions. There are brushes inside the cleaning tool that will clean the strainer. Remove and dry. These brushes go around the strainer and clean them. It's a neat design. Wash out the bowl. Make sure to unplug the compression silicone, dry it, and push the silicone back into the slot. If there's a lot of buildup, you can soak this in warm water and baking soda. The smart cap is detachable for cleaning. The cups can also be rinsed out. Wipe the base with a damp cloth and dry. I just finished cleaning the unit and it took me about 6 minutes. I wasn't sure this big green plastic brush would really do anything for the strainer, but it did a good job of cleaning out the strainer. This Kuvings juicer seems to be designed pretty well. It's quiet, easy on your ears, and did a really good job of processing the fruits and vegetables that I threw in there. The pulp was very dry, so the unit got the most juice out of the produce. If you want to try out the Kuvings for yourself, I'll put the link in the description below. I hope you found this review useful. Please subscribe and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.